And we know Ripple, the company's prediction of the stablecoin market cap to exceed $2.8 trillion by 2030. That is massive upside, and that is larger than the entire crypto asset class today. So could this MiCA regulation in the European Union be a big catalyst for liquidity in the crypto asset class with stablecoins? I sure hope so. What's up guys, Kevin Cage here with another crypto update. In today's video, we're going to run through the price charts, then we'll dive into some recent news. Alright, first up for the Ethereum weekly price chart, we can see that we've pulled back thus far to the 21-week EMA, this purple exponential moving average. What's interesting about this cycle in particular compared to last cycle is right now we are about 50% away from an all-time price. In last cycle, when Bitcoin drew its first major moves and all-time highs, the first fat monthly candles taking out the previous cycle tops, Ethereum was still ways away from an all-time price, anywhere from 100% to 150% away. So for this cycle in particular, we're a lot closer to our all-time price compared to last cycle when we got Bitcoin's first major move, which we haven't seen yet. So we're on the 21-week EMA today. That is very important. We do have the 50-week down below, but last cycle we never came back to that level. So regarding Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the rest of the altcoin market, really just seeing how deep this pullback will be and if we're going to respect this internal ascending channel. So we're around 3,200 today, the bottom of this channel is around 3,000, and the 50-week moving average is around 2,500. We know that Gary Gensler said in a recent Senate hearing that he expects the Ether spot ETF trading to go live this summer. And one last thing for Ethereum is on the monthly time frame, we can see each time the monthly RSI has pierced above purple into 70, into overbought, the momentum is at a high. We can see a nice bull run. We can see again a pierced nice bull run. We didn't pierce here, we rejected 70 almost exactly. What's interesting is we can almost see the same exact thing play out for total 2. So this is the entire crypto asset class excluding Bitcoin or the altcoin market. Notice we pierce 70, back test to 70, expansion, big bull run, we have another pierce for next cycle, another bull run, and then recently we basically tapped around that 70 level and rejected it. When we go to total 3, we can also see something similar. So we have big bull run when the monthly RSI finally runs into overbought well above 70, and recently what did we do? We rejected right around 70. And a few interesting things I want to share regarding Bitcoin and the total market caps is just looking on the monthly time frame, looking at the Fibonacci pivots. So Fibonacci pivots can be reversal levels, they can be support and resistance. Historically in 2017, even if you look at the Bitcoin index and go back to the previous cycle, once we get up to the R3, notice the R3 here and here, we've historically done major moves and all-time highs. And this was no different at the end of 2020 when Bitcoin got up to the R3 as well. So we've also gotten up to the R3, but we were just running sideways. Now during the 2019 retracement, we never made it up to the R3. We only tapped up to the R1 and crashed back down into reaccumulation to the S1. And this was also before the Bitcoin halving, we are after the Bitcoin halving, so basically I've never seen us come up to the R3 and not later draw major moves and all-time highs. So that's just another reason why I don't believe that Bitcoin goes to cycle lows from here. I believe that we're just kind of trending and we're waiting for major moves. Same thing for total 2. Once we made it up to the R3, this later led to major moves and all-time highs, so R3 there along with R3 right there. And today we've also made it up to the R3. And looking at total 3, same thing, once we made it up to the R3 there, along with there, this later led to major moves, and we can see we're up around the R3 but pulling back. So we've seen something similar before, poking above the R3 and pulling back, but it seems like this is drawing a little longer. But we can still see the same thing in some other popular indicators like the Pi cycle top indicator. We can see 1, 2, 3, 4. Each time these golden crosses occurred, they marked substantial market tops for Bitcoin, marking several substantial market tops or cycle tops for the Bitcoin price chart, and we can see we're still ways away from a potential golden cross, which would mean if these cycles continue that we're still ways away from a Bitcoin cycle top. And same thing for Collins Bitcoin Bull Run Index, we can see aggregating 9 metrics. Over the past 10 plus years, we can see dark green are cycle bottoms, and then the dark red has historically been cycle tops. So we can see that multiple times, and we're still not in dark red. And today for Bitcoin, we are still holding above this orange moving average. This is the 8-month EMA over the past 10 plus years. And we can see the current price for the 8-month EMA right here. And looking at the Bitcoin weekly, I know I said a few months ago, I really hope we don't get stuck in another 200-day range trading sideways like we did last year right there. And today, since the all-time high price between 73,700 and that 56K level, we're coming up on 100 days. So gotta love crypto. So as shared before, for my looks personally, hoping for some type of catalyst, whether that's regulation, the ETH spot ETF trading going live, etc. The best case, we see this move in the summer. The worst case is it might be after elections, per the previous cycles. So everything I see looking at the Bitcoin monthly price chart, Ethereum, Total 1, Total 2, and Total 3 is the cycles are intact. But I can't be super confident until I start to see the weekly RSI, the monthly RSI, even the daily RSI begin to curl back up, because we don't know how deep this pullback is going to be and how long it lasts. So we're holding above the 8-month EMA like past cycles. That level is still around 55,600. Looking at these trend lines, that would be the other level I'd be looking for. I don't think that happens because I've never seen us reach an all-time price and crash back down to these trend lines or internal trend lines, but it's possible. So right now, until we see the Bitcoin price chart break out of that range between 56K and its all-time high of 73,700, it's all noise. And for those that believe Bitcoin draws its first major moves and all-time highs well past 80,000 in the next month or two, I can see it, but my biggest concern is this just taking longer. So whenever Bitcoin breaks out of this range, we'll cover this again. And for the most part, the altcoin market, at least for its major moves, are going to be determined by Bitcoin's price action with its relationship with Bitcoin dominance. And just like for every crypto market cycle, this too will pass. We don't know if this is going to be quick or if it lasts a bit longer. Just to be clear guys, I want this market to full send as soon as possible. I'm tired of waiting. I'm tired of talking about crypto when it's just crashing nonstop. And none of this is financial advice. These are my personal opinions, and you can take this with a giant grain of salt, and I think the best attitude to have is just be open-minded and believe it when you see it. So the Bitcoin price chart, Bitcoin dominance, and Ethereum are really important to look at the major moves that we see in the altcoin market each cycle. And looking at the past 3 cycles, when we see Bitcoin draw major moves and all-time highs, we're usually at these highs for 200 to even 300 days. So I'd love for that to be the case again this cycle. In previous videos, we went over different ways that liquidity can enter the system. I know that a lot of people are waiting for interest rate cuts, but the Fed hasn't cut interest rates just yet. And if they do, it could be more likely to see other central banks follow behind. Next up, I retweeted this last week, shared by Wall Street Silver. We can see the interest on the debt just for May 2024 was $103 billion. Debt will grow another $2 trillion or more in the next 12 months. Just crazy numbers right here. We are already on pace for over $1.2 trillion in annualized payments on the debt. Within the next few years, interest on the debt will exceed Social Security payments and become the largest item in the budget, with US federal interest payments now exceeding the defense budget. So the next few years are going to be absolutely wild, considering the US dollar index, considering the total liquidity index in these cycles that Raul has shared. Will this be a good thing or a bad thing? Bottom line, people have been talking about this bubble bursting for decades. People were talking about this before the Dow Jones even ran into all-time highs 4 years ago. So we just don't know when this occurs. And eventually someone's going to be right, we just don't know when. We have the Dow Jones showing bearish divergence on the monthly, and we also have the S&P 500 at all-time highs, and it's getting close to 70. For the monthly RSI, so if this rejects, we're likely going to dump, but if this pierces through, we can actually run even higher, as crazy as that sounds. Next up, I saw Good Morning Crypto share this for XLM or Stellar. So we have Deutsche Bank-backed infrastructure provider Taurus has expanded its digital asset custody and issuance offerings to the Stellar network. So Taurus joining financial institutions like Franklin Templeton, Wisdom Tree, and Circle. And this news was shared today by The Block. So across the board, we are seeing the narrative grow for real-world assets or RWAs in tokenization. I also saw Watcher Guru share that the following applicants here filed an updated version of their S1 spot Ethereum ETF applications: Grayscale, BlackRock, Fidelity, and more. I saw Marty share this regarding MiCA, or the Markets and Crypto Assets Regulation for stablecoins in the European Union, coming into full force on June 30th. And we know Ripple, the company's prediction of the stablecoin market cap to exceed $2.8 trillion by 2030. That is massive upside, and that is larger than the entire crypto asset class today. We've also shared in a previous video from a Circle director that he believes with these regulations that the euro-based stablecoins and their dominance is going to grow a lot, because today, US dollar-based stablecoins account for over 90% of the market. So definitely interesting if we're going to see billions of dollars. I would love to see trillions of dollars of euro-backed stablecoins interoperable with the crypto asset class. So could this MiCA regulation in the European Union be a big catalyst for liquidity in the crypto asset class with stablecoins? I sure hope so. Next up, we have Crypto Eddie sharing a clip of former Ripple Navin Gupta landing as the CEO of the Dutch company Crystal Platform, an all-in-one blockchain investigative tool. So on X, this is at Crystal Platform or crystalintelligence.com. So definitely interested to learn more about this platform, and I believe Crypto Eddie said she is looking forward to having Crystal on her channel. Next up, I believe I saw Ripple X Dev share this, so we're excited to announce that CoinBrain now supports the XRP ledger, exploring the XRP ledger and analyzing XRPL tokens. So right on coinbrain.com, you can select the chain for XRP ledger and see a variety of tokens. Saw RippleX sharing a clip over at XRP Ledger Apex recently of Futureverse co-founder and CTO discussing the XRP Ledger's path to interoperability and navigating the multi-chain world. We need to make the technology disappear for the end users. So for those familiar with Futureverse, with AI and metaverse technologies. And for all use cases in the crypto asset class, AI, oracles, payments, trade finance, you name it. The best part about each crypto cycle when liquidity enters the market is we get excitement, and when this happens, it's not just retail excitement, it's actually funding, investments, everything increases. Even developers are more excited and developer activity increases, and that's what I want to see. Alright, a few more things and we'll call it a day. So PEAQ Network, please correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that this is still set to launch this summer. We've gone over PEAQ along with Crest Network, its Canary Network, so very interested to see how price action for Crest is long term as PEAQ develops. I think the DePIN sector is going to continue to grow and be really big in the future, and I'm curious what are going to be the bigger new L1s in the DePIN space in future cycles. And last but not least, guys, we have Merlin linked in the top of the YouTube video description and right at the top of my link tree right here. I've done videos on Merlin before where you can track your portfolio and you can also build specific exit plans for your holdings. So if you're interested, you can use the link below and try 100% free for 30 days. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I will catch you in the next video. If you enjoyed this video, I'd greatly appreciate if you could hit the like button, let me know your thoughts down below, and my link tree is linked in the top of this YouTube video description, with all links, crypto resources, and discounts. I'll catch you in the next one.